I need a big spender, cash app sender. If you try and ball, I'ma ball out with ya. Ball out with ya. Making hoes mad cause they can't roll with us. I need a breadwinner, boss ass nigga. If you try and ball, I'ma ball out with ya.
Yes. We are back up in this thing, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome to the sizzling subject. Oh, we are in here. Oh, we're here. Oh, he's here. He is me. I am him. And I'm back. And guess today, y'all, I'm drinking water today. I know. Very far-fetched for me. Hold on, let me sip real quick. And before I sip, y'all already know the drill. Get your drink, get your coffee beans, get your smoothies, get your whatever, your Prosecco, get whatever you need for this episode. Because we going deep tonight. Oh yeah, we going deep in. We going in. We are going in, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, let me take my sip. Let's sip together. Let's go. 1, 2. I hate water. But we did. So y'all, welcome back. If you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is Juju Juwan. Yes, that's me. I am him. Him is I. I'm so excited to be here. I'm probably gonna say that every episode, just because this is a freedom thing for me. This is a venting session to me, a diary to me, from me, and I hope that you are listening, and I hope you enjoy it. Really, truly. So let's not even prolong this. If you're on YouTube watching me talk to you, hey, I see you. Don't look behind you. I see you. So to quit acting like, yeah, right. So thank y'all for my YouTubers watching it. You guys went to the YouTube channel, went to the playlist, to the sizzling subject playlist. The episodes are in order from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. The season is over. Okay? We are in season 2. I know season 1 is nowhere to be found because that was just trial season, okay? But this is season 2. This is the perfection season. This is not perfection. This is the completion season. This is how you fix things. To my podcast listeners, to my Apple Podcast, to my Spotify listeners, to my Podbean listeners, what's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Y'all driving? Y'all at home? What y'all doing? Y'all in y'all ears? I'm in y'all car? Let me know. I'm so excited, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this subject. So y'all know what we do. We got to make this subject sizzle. We got to make the title of this subject sizzle. The title of this episode. So let's go ahead, make it sizzle. Come on, let's make it sizzle. Let's go. Yeah, while it's sizzling, I'm going to drink some water. Yes, God. All right. The title of today's episode is It's Not Your Fault. But, ... It's not your fault. But, it's not your fault, but, I know everybody's like, but what? It's not my fault, I'm not apologizing. It's not my fault, I ain't gotta speak to you. It's not my fault, I'm not going to the party, I'm not going to this, I'm not going to that. It's not my fault. I'm not doing it because it's not my fault. They should do this, they should do that. It's not my fault. But guess what? You ready? You're not ready. You ready? But it's your responsibility. Ooh, it's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. But it's your responsibility. Yikes. I'm on some next. It's crazy. I've been thinking about this for a while, y'all. I've done research about it. I've read scenarios. And then I was editing a church video and the pastor said it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta do this. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. So as y'all know from the first episode, I challenged everybody to do a journey with me. Everybody to reconstruct their preconceived ideas and throw them away and figure out who you are and go with that, and really learn yourself. You're really dating yourself in this journey. If you already got a significant other, just tell them, hey, you my side. I am the main. I need to focus on me. This is about me, child. Because if I ain't good, we ain't good. All right. So on this journey, I realized that when you start a process such as this, you always start from the root. When you go to counseling, they say, well, what started this? Well, where did you think this depression came from? Where do you think this anxiety started from? You know what I'm saying? And then you always go way back to traumatic times, to childhood trauma, to marital abusiveness, fondalism, all of that. You go through all that. You go from the root of what happened. You go far back. And I'm here to tell you, to all my grown folks, that it's not your fault. I'm talking to my age and up, so I'm in my 20s and up. I'm 22, so my age and up. That is not your fault. Our age bracket, our age range has a very, 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 what's the word? Has a thing that we like to call, there's a word. Let me say this. The word that we have is called grudge. We have this thing called a grudge. And we feel justifiable in our grudges because it's not our fault. So I'm going to tell you that's a hell no. Right? So just because it's not your fault doesn't mean that we have to continue the grudge. It's not our fault, but it's our responsibility. So, what do you quit baffling? What do you mean by that? I'm saying to you, to my listeners, it's not your fault that whatever happened to you happened. I promise you it's not. You have to know that. And you know it's not your fault. That's why you're so angry. That's why you're so upset. That's why your journey can't continue as far as you want it to, because you don't realize that it's not really your fault. And maybe you do realize it's not my fault. I don't know what to do. But it's your responsibility to choose on how you want to move after that. It's your responsibility. It's not your fault. You got a divorce. Your husband left, your wife left, took everything you guys had. It's not your fault, I promise. You did everything you could. But it's your responsibility to get up, get out, and get something, like the song say. It's not your fault that you were raped, that you were abused, used, lied to, mishandled, mistreated, left out. Is not your problem. I mean, it's not your fault, excuse me. It's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to choose how you're going to go from that, how you're going to grow, go, learn, lean. Who are you going to run to? This is a very sore subject because I think that my age range thinks that when something happens to us, we deserve a justifiable answer. We deserve a backstory. We have to know why. Well, why did you do that? Why did you cheat? Why did you lie? What did they have that I didn't? I know it's not my fault, but I don't get it. And we get stuck in the whys. We don't realize that I have to take ownership and say, now I have to deal with my feelings. And let me explain when I say responsibility. Don't take responsibility as in, I didn't do nothing wrong. I ain't taking no responsibility in that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Take responsibility for your feelings. Take responsibility for your healing. Take responsibility for your growth. That's what I mean. Not for the situation at hand. Take responsibility for you is what I'm trying to get to you. In other words, whatever you've been through, whatever you're going through on this journey, you guys, I want you to woman up, and I want you to man up, and I want you to say, it's not my fault, but I have to figure out how I'm going to fix this feeling I'm feeling. I have been hurt by my siblings, my parents, just by not being noticed how I want to be noticed. I get called for favors, but not called for a checkup or a check-in on how I'm doing. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. But it's on you. It's your responsibility to voice those feelings and to heal from that thing. Example. Let's say someone lost their wallet. Anybody in the world, they just lost their wallet. It's on the floor. And it got a lot of money in it. It's not your fault that they lost that wallet. But it is your responsibility because you found it and you picked it up. It's your responsibility of how you're going to move from that. Are you going to find that person, which is the root issue, and say, hey, this belongs to you? Or are you going to take that, hold it like a grudge, swipe that the Visa card, swipe the whole sex card you get out of your feelings, the debit card, the EBT. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? A lot of the times we say, it's not my fault I'm this way. I've heard that a lot. Definitely in my age range. It's not my fault I'm this way. It's not my fault I'm this way. This happened to me. It's not my fault I'm this way. You're right, but it's your responsibility to keep being that way. It's your responsibility to say, I'm going to be different from what I've been going through. I'm going to have to be different. And that sucks. It sucks to be that person, to go through so much pain, go through so much heartache. I'm speaking from experience, because I've caused pain to women, to men, to people. And I have to realize, how am I going to fix that? How am I going to just say, well, that's just me, instead of taking responsibility and making it up and apologizing? And when I apologize, I have to free myself from that. And that's another thing I want to say too. For your responsibility to those who are on the receiving end of, well, I'm the one who actually caused them pain. I'm the one who actually cheated. I'm the one who actually divorced them for somebody else and realized it wasn't what I wanted it to be. I'm on that side of the story. Yes, it's your fault. Yes, it's your fault. You can say, that's my fault. That's on me. Be true to yourself and say, it's my fault. But take responsibility for it. Make it up. If you can't make it up, apologize sincerely and free yourself from the situation with that apology. A lot of times we apologize and we are waiting for them to accept it. You took responsibility. You did what you had to do. Why do we need a I forgive you to move on? Same as, why do we need a I'm sorry to move on? Why do we need those things? Why do we need that? We know it's not our fault, so why do we need an apology? You took the initiative to say, I'm getting older and I realize that what happened to me as a kid shouldn't have happened. And it's not my fault that I was doing the drugs because they just told me this is what everybody's doing. That's not my fault. That they literally put me around drugs and they told me to do it, and I thought as a kid I'm supposed to obey. That's not my fault. But it is your responsibility to get older and you realize, this is not life. This is not healthy. This is not this. This is not this. I gotta take responsibility and stop. I gotta take responsibility for my life and take heed to move forward. Guys, this is a really hard episode for me because as a man, we go through things a lot and we ignore that a lot of things that we do is justifiable. A lot of the times we hurt people and we think that it's justifiable because we've been hurt. So we say, it's not our fault. I've been hurt all my life. I've never seen what love is. Some men don't know their father, so they don't know a different type of love. It's not your fault. But it is your responsibility on how you change that. It's your responsibility on how you treat people. For me, it's not my fault for a lot of things. But it's hard for me to take responsibility because I'm afraid that when I say and I take initiative and I accept that I have to take responsibility, I'm afraid that I'm going to get sad because I'm going to have to move on from it, because that has been my excuse for years. That it wasn't my fault that I'm like this. It's not my fault that this happened to me. But I don't want to take responsibility because I feel like, dang, I'm giving up my excuse to be the same way. Doesn't that suck? I'm telling you guys have to take responsibility so you can give up that excuse of I've been this way, or I was born this way, or this happened to me. It's just, you have to give up that excuse now, y'all. Sorry. To my podcast listeners in the car, y'all got to give it up. Give up that excuse of, dang, I've been like this my whole life. Well, you realize it wasn't your fault. So now you got to take responsibility. Now you really got to get up and do some real thinking of how I'm going to get over this mountain. Be like Sheila from, what's it called? Why'd I Get Married? I'm doing this for my husband. Do this for you. And get up that mountain. And get down that mountain. Happy. Be like Sheila from Why'd I Get Married. Go up that mountain heavy. Big. Out of breath. Tired. Just longing for something. And come back down with that, off that mountain. Happy. Smiling, fit, in shape, taking responsibility for the hurt that someone else caused, and moving on from it, moving up. This is all I had to say today. I just want us as adults, young adults, before we get into our 30s, our 40s, because I see in that age range, a lot of people are holding grudges because of things that weren't their fault. But they never took responsibility to fix it, because they feel that the person who hurt them should be the one who fixes the issue. And it's not the case. It's not. They won't always. I will say, I do feel like they should, but they will not always do it. They won't. And I'm here to tell you that because I love you. Truly. So it's time for us to move on. And this journey, y'all, we on a journey. It's not our fault. But it's our responsibility. And it sucks. But you're going to feel so good when you take the acceptance of, I'm the reason I'm still holding on to this. And when you free yourself and take responsibility, you're going to realize, you're going to look at people that you thought had power over you, and you're going to look right past them. You're going to smile in their face. Ooh, child, let me drink some water because I'm getting excited about taking responsibility for things that weren't my fault and learning how to move on from that in my process, in my journey. Hold on. Ooh, child. Listen, that's all I got to say. That's all I gotta say. Today's sizzling subject was very short, to the point, sweet, one hit, gut punch. Take responsibility for things that aren't your fault. What does that mean, Jew? Accept it, heal from it, move on from it, and grow. And put in your book and tell your story. I'm waiting to hear it. Tell it on your podcast. I'm waiting to hear it. Tell it on your YouTube channel. I'm waiting to see it. Whatever you need to do. I can't wait. Listen, we're going to be back here, y'all, next Tuesday. I told you every Tuesday we are going in on a sizzling subject. If you want to hear a certain topic, if you got questions, hit me up. Y'all know what to do. I can't wait to see y'all again next Tuesday. Every Tuesday. I love you guys. Remember, y'all, it is not your fault. I promise you it's not. But it's your responsibility. And you got to choose that on what you want to do. Love you guys. See y'all next week. If you ain't into such a subject, okay, you need to get lost. But if you in here, Let's get into it. We out, y'all.
I need a